years ago. And I referred to us as the Muggles. Of course, there are people who believe in all of this stuff. And there are people who put spells on people.
Patience is the only love you're ever gonna need. Keep your mind full of knowledge and not full of greed. Don't be the crab in the bucket trying to pull your people down. Instead, let's hop on each other's backs and rebuild this town.
Welcome to the Mike Martin Podcast. Like, click, and subscribe. Hey everyone, what's going on? I bet you're like, holy cow, what in the spookiness is going on here? I'll tell you. Okay, this did not come from me. I'm just the messenger, people. But you're never gonna believe this. You know what? I think you might. But first, make sure you tell a friend about the podcast, people. Anyways, look. Candace Owens, she's on another one. She's tripping. And guess what? She just said. She said that there is literally a curse that was put on Charlie Kirk. A curse! Seriously! By witches! I'm not kidding. This ain't no hocus pocus. I'm being dead serious with you. Whoa, dead serious. Uh-oh. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. This is more news. And here it is. We are in trouble, people. I cannot believe that now we got curses, witches, stitches, and a lot of witches out there too. There's a lot of you out there. I'm sorry, there are. But we're going to get into the story right here. Charlie Kirk's family was cursed. And I'm not kidding. The story thickens, the plot gets bigger, and bigger. Let's look.
I was very alarmed that this had happened, and I honestly had wished that Charlie had reached out to me. Even though they did end up consulting a Catholic priest, I didn't expect, I wish I could have given them the exact person. But take a listen to how Megyn Kelly shares what happened, a curse that was put on Charlie just before he went out to UVU.
I learned when I was out in Arizona last week that 2 weeks before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, they wanted to hurt him in some way. They declared, quote, if the far-right misogynist with a bad haircut wants to villainize independent women, Jezebel is more than happy to be the hag of his nightmares. And they went on to the website Etsy, yes, Etsy, to, quote, cast a curse on him. Yes, this is actually a thing. Etsy, the website known for making arts and crafts on demand, will happily cast a hex through its witches, who you can hire, on someone if you ask them to. Erica and Charlie Kirk heard about these curses, and that news genuinely rattled Erica in particular. She knew Christian teaching on the subject. She loved Charlie, absolutely, and she was scared when she heard of the curses Jezebel had called up. So much so that she and Charlie contacted a friend who I believe she said was a Catholic priest, but definitely a friend, and asked him to come over and pray with them over Charlie the night before he was murdered. She eventually worked it through, and so did Charlie. That, as she later told me, weapons will form but not prosper. That Satan and those witches have no power.
So just to add a little color to the story, I think that the people who did this and what we've learned about those women is I think they were probably who hired, people that did the hiring were probably trying to be funny. People that don't believe in spiritual forces were probably just like, LOL, it's like Vice. It's like, Vice publication. Like, I smoked a blunt and, listened to the Beatles music backwards. Like, it's like they don't take that stuff seriously. So they're trying to be like, haha, funny headline, right? And the person who wrote the article about it said, I'm not calling on dark forces to cause him harm. I just want him to wake up every morning with an inexplicable zit, right? So she's probably trying to be funny, to be fair, but contacted witches who are not trying to be funny. That's the problem when people don't understand that this stuff is real, that you're saying to a witch, yeah, I'll pay for you. I'm going to reach out to you to pay for you to put a curse on Charlie. And that witch did that. And it brought, obviously you can see, they were distressed by this. They consulted a Catholic priest who I assume would have immediately conducted an exorcism. That probably should have been done in the Latin rite. But I feel like that's just something that people should know, because until something happens to you spiritually, you tend not to believe in these things. And like I said, that's a part of this. They very much know what religion they follow, the numbers, the numerology. It makes sense to them, the people that are in control of this world. And you should just be very cautious of that stuff. A lot of times I kind of give this example. It's like they can sell us anything as reality. Like we are now in this culture of what C.S. Lewis refers to as scientism. As long as they say like it's science, it's not weird, then we don't realize that, no, I think these are spiritual forces. Like if a witch was like, ha, here's a potion, take it, it works, you'd be like, oh, that's so crazy. I don't believe in witch potions. But like a doctor can create something and it makes you, and you're like, oh, of course, but this is like backed by science. It's like, okay, by any other name sort of a thing. You know what I mean? But this stuff is real. And I'm glad that the end result thus far of how it has impacted society to watch Charlie be assassinated, even though we don't know who exactly was behind this, we know it was more than one person, is that people are going back to church, and that they had that instinct when they watched it. They suddenly realized, whoa, they got hit spiritually, even if they hadn't been to church in years. I was getting comments. I haven't been to church in 20 years. And for some reason, watching the death of Charlie Kirk made me know that I needed to go to church. That is at least one thing in this. And there have been other things that has made me very happy. Anyways, I want to make sure I have time for your comments, because I think we just need to be a lot more gracious. It's an unimaginable thing to go through. And it means if we can't imagine it, then we have no idea how we would react. Nobody is supposed to be able to log online and see the person that they love being shot in the neck, the person that is the father of their children being assassinated and murdered, and going through those emotions and still having to get up and be a parent. And I imagine if it was me, I would probably turn into a robot. I'm thinking about how this impacted me, and I'm not his wife. He's not the father of my children. And I could barely even get out of bed. So I can't imagine what she's going through. So I think that's very fair for you to say that. And I appreciate you saying that. Me years ago, and I referred to us as the Muggles. Like, of course, there are people who.
Welcome back. Hello. Well, you heard it right from the horse's mouth. I'm not kidding. Maybe Charlie was cursed. Maybe they really did. Maybe there is some validity to this stuff. Maybe there is a little bit of religion tied into all of this. There might be some of that, people. And you know what? Candace ain't lying. She is dead blamming right, because I had something come over myself as well. I just felt like, I don't know if it's actually seeing it happen, people, like literally seeing it. How many people out there, in the last 20, 30 years have actually seen something like that, especially on a national basis, like literally projected to the world, broadcasted to the world. You know what I mean? Anyways, like, it just did something. It really did. For me personally, it did. And guess what? I know a few people that went to church, and is it a coincidence? Never know. All right, peeps. I love y'all. Even the mean ones. Be a little bit nicer. Pinch somebody. Make them grow an inch. I don't know. Have a good day. Anyways, hey, whoa, wait a minute. Tell me what you think. What do you guys think? Do you believe in this? Do you think there's witchcraft going on over a small little zit? Or should they just get out of here and quit? You tell me. Peace.
Pride is worth love, and love is worth pride. You and me flying by the seat of my pants. This can't be real. How long will this last? You got me 10 knots above heaven if you feel what I feel. Looking down at the clouds saying, man, this can't be real. Remember what I said when you don't feel that glamour. Because baby, if you screw me over, you're gonna feel that midnight hammer. Picking up tables, dropping labels like I always do.